It seems like they were pushed out, and now they're just trying to figure out where to go. Many people don't realize that there are still wild elephants in southern China. Historically, elephants would migrate out of this region. It was all elephant habitat originally. That's not an unusual distance for elephants to travel during a migration. They can travel several hundred miles. Between Namibia and Botswana, where I work, this would be a regular pattern over the course of a season. And it's usually the oldest, wisest, the matriarch, that is the repository of knowledge, and she makes all the decisions about safety and where to go. And they remember migratory paths from many years ago, because these matriarchs can be anywhere. Well, a young matriarch might be 30, but older matriarch could be 60 or older, 70. And if those elephants were old enough, you might think that the matriarch would remember a migratory path and follow it. But that's unlikely, because the matriarchs wouldn't be old enough to have experienced a migration when they used to occur. I don't know what triggered this particular attempt at migration, but it probably had to do with some kind of human activity in the area, or that the very small population that exists there built to capacity where there was more dominant families, and they pushed out the lower ranking families. We see that in Namibia and other countries in Africa, where the higher ranking families get the preferred habitat, and the lower ranking ones have to go into the more disturbed and risky environments. And it could be that they just ended up outside the park and then got lost. It's also very scary for those farmers that know these elephants are coming. In Asian elephant interactions with humans, they're extremely aggressive, and for good reason. They remember aggressive interactions with humans. There hasn't been a good relationship there. And understandably, farmers do not want elephants in their cornfields. They could eat their whole year's worth of food in a single night. The question now is, do they bring them back to Sichuanbanang? Whatever that trigger was that caused them to migrate in the first place, that's still there. So there's a lot of decisions that need to be made. I think one of the take-home messages is that there's still hope. There's still hope for wild elephants. And what can we do to make sure that we keep land set aside for them? And seeing this family and the general interest in what's happening here is really important for us to take that interest and say, okay, it's not too late. What can we do to keep these elephants safe? Why did they leave this park? Are there things we can do to make them feel more safe so that they don't go out and risk their lives and risk the people's lives, the farmers that they encounter along the way?